So here's the thing, you cannot fire your way to a safer workforce. I actually said that in a board meeting with a client. You can't. It won't work. You'll eventually run out of people to hire and fire, and nobody will want to work for you. But even more importantly, you won't be a safer workplace either. I have seen it firsthand in mining. Incident happens, we blame the operator, we get them the first window seat offsite. Next week, another incident, rinse and repeat. Same thing a few weeks later. Then 3 to 6 months later, I'm hearing this. We're having incidents because we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yes, that might be true, but it's true because your organisation is not one that anyone wants to work for. In rail, I had a manager tell me he personally signed off on 250 disciplinary letters to workers over a 2 year period that had accidentally damaged a company vehicle. This wasn't 250 people who had intentionally decided to screw over their supervisor by wrecking a company vehicle, nor was it 250 people who had previous vehicle incidents and supposedly needed the discipline. No, this was 250 people who had accidentally caused damage to the vehicle in one-off situations at work where conditions were shitty, to say the least, and we disciplined them. As if they were a naughty child, so we smacked them in our loud motherly voice. We told them sternly, no, take more care next time, or even better, don't do it again. Throughout my career, I've only ever encountered one intentional vehicle event where a mining worker used an excavator to drive over the top of his supervisor's work ute. So he did come to work with different intentions, but even then I still want to ask, how did it make sense? I live and breathe by Professor Decker's The Field Guide to Understanding Human Error, and in it he makes this really awesome quote. He says, safety in complex systems is not a result of getting rid of people, of reducing their degrees of freedom. Safety in complex systems is created by people through practice at all levels of an organisation. This resonates with me, obviously, for the reasons you just heard. But in 2026, we're continuously trying to get the biggest bang for our buck. A lot of larger organisations are now doing multiple restructures a year. We introduce more automation to try to get rid of our unreliable people. But as Professor Decker so poignantly put, it's only people who can hold together the patchwork of technologies and tools and do real work in environments where multiple irreconcilable goals compete for their attention. Efficiency, safety, throughput, comfort, financial bottom line. So what should we be doing instead? How about starting from a place of curiosity and care, treating everyone the same? Not making judgments before we understand context, not labeling a group of events as repeat offences or a worker involved as an idiot. Seek to learn and understand, not blame and punish. These are simple little things that can have the biggest impact on your incident investigation process. Because as I said, you cannot fire your way to a safer workplace.